Good evening and welcome to this Halloween edition of Versus. That's right. It's episode 17 on this Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. I can't talk tonight. For some reason, I'm pausing. I'm stalling. I don't know why. Tonight, we have two candies that are going to be great for your Halloween treats this coming Friday, which, of course, Halloween night is Friday night, of course, October 31st. But we're going to talk about two candies from the same company that have a lot of comparisons to each other and a lot of contrasts as well. We'll be looking at the history of each one of those candies from the same company, and then you can decide which one you like better. Of course, our polling will decide that at the end of the program. And of course, we will have lots of Halloween commercials, including these coming up in just a few minutes, where we're going to be looking at Reese'S Peanut Butter Cups versus the Pieces. We'll be back with the compare and contrast, the history of Reese'S Peanut Butter Cups, right after these very important messages.
I'm Freddy Krueger, and you're invited to my special get-together. But beware, you may never leave. Dial this number now. I've got some grisly details for you. And if you're one of my lucky callers selected at random, you'll talk to me live while you're awake and safe. So dial this number now if you dare. Talk to me live. Freddy Krueger is waiting just for you.
$2 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
Mummies everywhere are rushing to Carvel for the new Halloween ice cream cake, just $9.99. Have your mummy pick up some new ghostly cones too. The Halloween cake, $9.99.
For Halloween, Toys R Us doesn't miss a trick, and the prices are a treat. We've got costumes for all Toys R Us kids, even grown-ups, and loads of candy, makeup, masks, and more. Toys R Us will make your Halloween supernatural.
Check it out! You guys do something? Come on, shut up. You guys are so immature. Was that your sister? I'm not sure. Get out of here!
This morning, Billy looked like any other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a werewolf. He used new Pa's Halloween makeup kits. His friends did too. Look, Mike's a vampire. Amy's a ghost. Pa's makeup is safer than masks. It never blocks vision, and it's hypoallergenic too. So watch your kids turn into the creatures they really are with new Pa's Halloween makeup kits.
As Halloween approaches, you have to prepare yourself for what might happen. More orange sprinkles. It's a special time of year, and Dunkin' Donuts is dressing up their donuts for the occasion. And here's the werewolf. So come to Dunkin' Donuts and get into the spirit of Halloween.
We'd like some Halloween donuts, please.
Oh, of course.
Okay, we're ready to go and start this Halloween-themed edition of Versus for you. Tonight, we look at Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Reese's Pieces, starting with, of course, the Peanut Butter Cups. Yes. Well, it's the perfect marriage of chocolate and peanut butter, a combination so simple, yet so revolutionary, that it changed the candy industry forever. But how did this sweet success story begin? Well, to find out, we have to go back nearly a century to a small town, a big dream, and one man who believed that peanut butter and chocolate were meant to be together. Our story begins with Harry Burnett Reese, or Reese in this case, born in 1879 in York County, Pennsylvania. Reese grew up in a large family and learned the value of hard work early on. He tried his hand at farming, fishing, and even working in a cannery before finding his true calling, candy making. In the 1920s, Reese landed a job at the Hershey Chocolate Company, working for none other than Milton S. Hershey himself. Hershey was already a legend in the chocolate world, and Reese admired his business sense and innovation. Inspired by Hershey's success, Reese decided to start his own candy business. He set up shop in the basement of his home in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and called it the H.B. Reese Candy Company. There he began experimenting with different recipes, chocolate-covered raisins, caramels, nut clusters. But one day he tried something new, a small cup filled with creamy peanut butter and coated in milk chocolate. That simple idea would soon become one of the most successful candies in history. In 1928, Reese perfected his recipe and introduced the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. It was small, affordable, and delicious. The perfect treat during the Great Depression. Each cup was wrapped in foil and sold for just a penny. Reese's timing couldn't have been better because peanut butter was becoming a popular household staple and chocolate was already America's favorite indulgence. The combination of sweet and salty flavors was irresistible, and by the 1940s, the peanut butter cup had become the company's best-selling product. Reese even stopped making all his other candies to focus solely on the cups. It was a bold move, but it paid off. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup became a household name, and the H.B. Reese Candy Company was thriving. Even during World War II, when sugar was rationed, Reese's managed to stay in production thanks to its simple ingredients and loyal fan base. While his success was closely tied to Hershey's, he used Hershey's milk chocolate in his recipe, and the two companies, well, they maintained a friendly partnership for decades. When Harry Reese passed away in 1956, his sons took over the business, and they continued to grow the brand, but they knew that to reach the next level, they needed a bigger partner. In 1963, the Reese family merged their company with the Hershey Chocolate Corporation in a deal worth $23.5 million, a massive sum at that time. Under Hershey's ownership, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups went from a regional favorite to a national phenomenon, and the candy was now backed by one of the largest chocolate manufacturers in the world. By the 1960s, Reese's was one of the top-selling candies in America, and it was just getting started. So if you grew up in the 70s or 80s, you probably remember this line, "You got peanut butter in my chocolate." Well, these ads were simple but brilliant. They told the story of two great tastes that accidentally came together to make something amazing. The slogan became one of the most recognizable in advertising history, and by the end of the decade, Reese's had become a cultural icon. It wasn't just candy. It was a symbol of perfect flavor harmony. Reese's even inspired spin-offs like Reese's Pieces, introduced in 1978, of which we will look at later. And when those little candies appeared in E.T. the Extraterrestrial in 1982, sales skyrocketed. That movie moment made Reese's a household name around the world. Over the decades, Reese's has continued to evolve. There are now miniatures, big cups, white chocolate cups, dark chocolate cups, and even stuffed cups filled with pretzels, chips, or caramel. The Hershey Company produces billions of Reese's cups every year, and they're sold in more than 60 countries, and new variations keep fans excited. Reese's has also become a major player in desserts, from ice cream toppings to cereal, milkshakes, and even baking ingredients. It's not just candy anymore. It's a brand, a flavor, and a cultural phenomenon. Reese's isn't just a treat. It's a piece of history, of American history, actually, and it represents creativity, entrepreneurship, and the power of a simple idea done perfectly. From a basement experiment to a billion-dollar empire, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups have proved that sometimes the simplest combinations are the most powerful. It's a candy that has stood the test of time and continues to bring joy to millions around the world. Well, of course, you know this is Versus, where the world's favorites face off and the stories come to life. And this episode makes you crave a Reese's. You're not alone. So don't forget to really look at this short history of Harry Reese and his family, because this is what started it all. And when we come back, we will look at Reese's Pieces and the fantastic history that goes along with it, right after these very important messages.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
Igor, go and get me what I crave. Evening, Igor.
If you want a better orange soda, made with more natural orange flavor than ever before, try Shasta. It's got the bright color, the sweet smell, and the great taste of oranges. Shasta, it's the orange soda that can make anybody happy.
Everybody's heading for Woolworth and Woolco to get set for Halloween. There's costumes of TV favorites like Wonder Woman and the Hulk. There's popular characters from Star Wars. And there's superheroes like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and many more at bare bones prices, $2.38 to $4.17. And there's Spook Sticks, Face Pops, Hallowitches, wrapped candy of every kind, all at the favorite Halloween haunts, Woolworth and Woolco.
Ever hear of a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink? Oh, it can happen this Halloween. When you give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates, kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink. Oh, a book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs only $1. And can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Nobody.
The scariest thing about Halloween is that everyone is beginning to look a lot alike. That's why we created the Boo Bazaar at Hallmark. We have an amazing array of awesome accessories, lapel pins, and clip-ons. Plus our exclusive Baby Boo and Boo Junior lines for kids. So this year, be an original. Scare up your costume at Hallmark's Boo Bazaar, because there's nothing more frightening than the same old thing.
Okay, welcome back to Versus, the Halloween week edition. As this Thursday, we'll be looking at a different candy and its competitors on Thursday's edition, which will be October 30th. And that way, you can decide, voting-wise, which one you think reigns supreme. So welcome back to Versus, the show where iconic brands, products, and moments go head-to-head to uncover the stories behind their successes. And now we look at Reese's Pieces. Oh, yeah. The story of a sweet comeback. This is a tale of how a small peanut butter-filled candy went from near obscurity to becoming one of the most recognizable treats in the world, all thanks to a perfect storm of innovation, timing, and a little help from Hollywood. The journey of Reese's Pieces is one of resilience, creativity, and cultural impact, proving that even the smallest ideas can lead to the biggest success stories. And as you know, the story of Reese's Pieces begins in the heart of Hershey, Pennsylvania during the mid-1970s, a time when the candy industry was booming with innovation and fierce competition. The Hershey Company, already a household name thanks to its chocolate bars and the beloved Reese's peanut butter cups, was searching for its next big hit. The success of Mars M&M'S had reshaped the candy landscape, and Hershey wanted to create something that could rival it. The company's executives knew they had one major advantage: peanut butter. It was the signature flavor that had made Reese's Cups a sensation, and they believed it could be the foundation for something new. And after years of experimentation, Hershey's research and development team created a candy that was both familiar and unique. Each piece featured a smooth, creamy peanut butter center encased in a thin, crunchy candy shell. And unlike M&M's, there was no chocolate inside, just pure peanut butter flavor. The candy was small, colorful, and easy to eat by the handful. In 1978, Reese's Pieces officially hit store shelves and marketed as fun, bite-sized extension of the Reese's brand. And the company hoped it would capture the same magic that had made Reese's Cups a bestseller. Hershey's decision to focus on peanut butter was bold. They were trying to copy M&M's. They were trying to create something that stood on its own. And the idea was to give consumers the same satisfaction of Reese's Cups in a portable, shareable form. And despite the excitement within Hershey, the candy world wasn't immediately convinced. Reese's Pieces entered a crowded market, and its identity wasn't as clear as the company hoped. Consumers were intrigued but uncertain, and that uncertainty would soon become a major challenge. And when Reese's Pieces first appeared in stores, the response was lukewarm. The candy had the Reese's name, but it didn't have the chocolate that fans associated with the brand. Many people didn't know what to expect, and that confusion hurt sales. For a product that was supposed to compete with M&M's, Reese's Pieces struggled to find its place. But in the late 1970s, Hershey's marketing team tried several strategies to boost awareness. They emphasized the peanut butter flavor, the bright colors, and the connection to the Reese's brand. But despite their efforts, the candy didn't catch on. Distribution was limited, and many stores didn't even bother to stock it. For a time, it seemed like Reese's Pieces might quietly disappear from the shelves, another experiment that failed to live up to expectations. We had a great product, but it just wasn't connecting. People loved Reese's Cups, but they didn't understand what Reese's Pieces was supposed to be. Without chocolate, it didn't fit the image people had of Reese's. So for several years, Reese's Pieces hovered on the edge of obscurity. But in 1982, an unexpected opportunity arrived, one that would change everything. In 1982, director Steven Spielberg was working on a film that would become one of the most beloved movies of all time, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Now, the story of a young boy who befriends a stranded alien was heartwarming, imaginative, and destined for greatness. But one small detail in that script would have an enormous impact on the candy world. In one of the film's most memorable scenes, the boy Elliot lures E.T. out of hiding using a trail of candy. Spielberg's team initially approached Mars Inc. to use M&M's for this scene, but Mars declined. The reasons remain unclear. Some say the company didn't believe in the film's potential, while others suggest they were simply cautious about associating their product with an unknown alien creature. Whatever the reason, Mars' decision opened the door for Hershey. And when Hershey was approached, they saw an opportunity. They agreed to let Reese's Pieces be featured in the film, and in return, they would promote E.T. through their marketing channels. It was a simple deal, but it turned out to be one of the smartest moves in advertising history. And when E.T. premiered in June of 1982, it became an instant global phenomenon. Audiences fell in love with the story, and the candy that appeared on screen became just as famous. Within weeks, sales of Reese's Pieces skyrocketed, and some reports say by more than 300%. The candy that had once struggled to find its audience was suddenly a household name. It was a perfect example of timing, luck, and marketing magic. Reese's Pieces went from near extinction to superstardom, all because of a single movie scene. The success of E.T. transformed Reese's Pieces into a cultural icon. For Hershey, it was more than just a sale boost. It was proof that storytelling could elevate a product beyond its ingredients. The candy became a symbol of friendship, nostalgia, and the power of connection. And over the following decades, Reese's Pieces remained a staple of the candy aisle, expanding into new markets and inspiring countless spin-offs. Reese's Pieces showed that a brand could reinvent itself through a creativity and timing. It wasn't just about the candy, it was about the story behind it. The partnership with ET became a case study in marketing success, and it changed how companies thought about product placement forever. Reese's Pieces proved that even a struggling product can find new life with the right moment, and the right movie became a symbol of how innovation and opportunity can collide to create something unforgettable. What makes Reese's Pieces so irresistible? The answer lies in its simplicity. The candy's smooth peanut butter center is perfectly balanced by the crisp, colorful shell that gives each piece its satisfying crunch. The colors, orange, yellow, and brown, were chosen to reflect the warm tones of peanut butter itself, creating a visual identity that feels both comforting and familiar. The formula is deceptively simple, but it's engineered for consistency. Every piece has to deliver that same creamy, nutty flavor and just the right crunch. It's a delicate balance of texture, taste, and color that keeps people coming back. That balance is what makes Reese's Pieces timeless. It's not just candy, it's a sensory experience that connects generations. So from E.T. to modern television shows, Reese's Pieces have continued to appear in pop culture, often as a nostalgic nod in the 80s, or to the 80s for that matter, and they've become shorthand for childhood memories, friendship, and the joy of discovery. The candy's connection to E.T. remains one of the most iconic examples of how a product can transcend its category and become part of cultural history. Reese's Pieces represents more than just a snack. They're a symbol of the 1980s, of friendship, and of the magic that happens when creativity meets opportunity. Every time they appear on screen, they bring a sense of nostalgia and warmth that few other candies can match. Today, Reese's Pieces continues to thrive in a digital world. Fans share recipes, create art, and celebrate the candy's legacy online. Hershey has embraced this enthusiasm, releasing limited edition flavors, collaborations, and even crossovers with other Reese's products. The brand has managed to stay relevant by blending nostalgia with innovation, appealing to both longtime fans and new generations. Reese's Pieces have managed to stay relevant by embracing nostalgia while adapting to new trends. It's a delicate balance, but Hershey has mastered it, and the brand's ability to evolve without losing its identity is what keeps it strong. So from a struggling product to a cinematic sensation, Reese's Pieces have traveled a remarkable journey. They remind us that sometimes success comes from the most unexpected places and that a handful of candy can change everything. The story of Reese's Pieces is one of perseverance, creativity, and the power of storytelling. So, who wins this round of versus? Reese's Pieces versus the odds or the peanut butter cup? The answer is clear. The little candy that almost disappeared became a legend thanks to a boy, an alien, and a trail of peanut butter perfection. Reese's Pieces, a small candy with a big history. We'll see you next time for episode 18 with more looks of Halloween treats on this week's Halloween edition of Versus. Till then, I'm Jason DiCanio. Good night.